Day, Snow, Verona said. Snow nodded her head. Then tell her, dear, coaxed Verona as she bent down, smiling at the coy little girl. You look very pretty too, Mamma, said Snow, melting the Queen's heart. The Queen opened her arms to the child, and with Verona's gentle encouragement, Snow moved forward to accept the Queen's embrace. Snow was a little bird of a girl, such a lovely creature. It tugged at her stepmother's heart, as if the child's beauty hurt her deeply. As she took Snow into her arms, she was filled with a love she had never known. She thought the weight of that love might cause her heart to burst, and in a secret place buried deep within her heart, she wished somehow she could absorb the beauty of this child, so she herself would truly be beautiful. You do look quite striking, my Queen, Verona said, smiling knowingly, as if she had seen into the Queen's insecure heart. The Queen again examined herself in the mirror, and she saw something of her mother looking back at her. She remembered back to the day the King had remarked on their resemblance. Perhaps he was right. It was possible that she did look like her mother, but she had never seen it before now, standing there in the same wedding gown her mother had worn on her own wedding day. The dress was of the deepest red, and somehow the years had done nothing to mute its brilliance. It was embroidered with a lavish pattern of blackbirds and bejewelled with smoky black crystals that sparkled in the light. The Queen's heart leaped, then quickly sank. How wonderful it would have been to have her mother here with her today. How wonderful it would have been to have her there at all. The Queen knew her mother only from the painting that decorated her father's home, but as a child, she would stare at it, in awe of the woman's beauty, deeply in love with her, and yearning for her embrace. She would imagine this mother she never knew, taking her into her arms, dancing in circles, the jewels that adorned both their dresses catching the light while they laughed. The Queen broke away from her revelry to look at Snow, who was playing with the tassels of the curtains at the far end of the room. For all the joy in her eyes and her heart, the Queen knew the poor child's feelings of loss. There must have been an emptiness inside the girl, an inconsolable feeling. The Queen frowned, knowing that there was nothing she could ever do to replace the King's first wife. How could Snow possibly love another woman as much as she cared for her own mother? How, especially, could she care for someone like the Queen, whose life up till now had, at best, been a string of mediocre achievements, surrounded by boredom and bleakness? As the child played, and Verona tended to her, the Queen's mind drifted further, to the day she had met the King in her father's mirror shop. Her father's reputation as an expert craftsman had grown so wide, and his artisanship so well respected, that the King himself felt it his duty to visit he who had been called the finest craftsman in all the lands. After examining her father's wares and being gifted a mirror of his own, he was ushered outside where the Queen was fetching a bucketful of water from an old well. The King ordered his attendants to halt. "Who is this girl?" the King asked. "The mirror-maker's daughter, sire," an attendant replied. The King made his way over to her and took her hand. She gasped and dropped the bucket at his feet, soaking his boots right through to his stockings. The Queen looked up nervously, expecting a harsh rebuke, perhaps even imprisonment in his dungeons. But the King simply smiled, and then he spoke to her. She thought he was teasing her when he told her how lovely she was, that of all of her father's creations, she was the finest. "Please, don't say such things